Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the Demon List channel. Today we will cover notable community events that occurred during the month of May 2021. Here's Nimbus with the main story.
Before we kick off the main story for this month, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the 1-year anniversary of the Demon List Highlights series. We've been putting together these highlights since June 2020, and we're really grateful for the amazing support you all have given us. In just 1 year, we've reached 300,000 channel views, and we just hit 10,000 subscribers a few days ago. On behalf of the List team, I can't thank you all enough. As we turn the pages to a new year, we want to hear from all of you. What kind of content, in addition to highlights, would you like to see on this channel? Leave your ideas in the comments. We're looking forward to even more great years to come. Now let's move on to the main story. This time we're going way back, more than just 1 year, all the way to the end of the 1.9 update. The 9 Circles trend was in full swing, Bloodbath was the hardest demon, and well-known player Cyclic decided to crank up the difficulty with his new level, Sonic Wave. It was quite the step up from the typical extreme demon everyone was used to. As the level grew in popularity, even Viprin, one of the most well-known community figures of all time, joined the trend. In early 2016, Viprin made a redecorated version of Cyclic's level and called it Sonic Wave Infinity. Aside from some minor changes, the gameplay stuck close to that of the original, and the level was set to be verified by Riot. Although he made significant progress on it, including a best of 72%, he was unable to reach the end and eventually passed the torch to Karma L. It's worth noting that the original Sonic Wave Infinity was popularized before the original level was even verified. Sonic's verified and released Cyclic's version on November 25th, 2016, and shortly after the release of 2.1, he took the verifier role for Viprin's remake. However, he made some big changes to the gameplay, super buffing it till it was beyond worthy of the #1 spot on the Demon List at the time. Although his verification progress ended with an impressive run of 68%, Sonic's changes set a precedent for Sonic Wave Infinity to be beyond the difficulty of anything seen before. For a while after Sonic's dropped the verification, not much happened towards the level's development. Some players would play around with Viprin's version just for fun, but the level as a contender for the hardest demon stayed dormant for nearly a year. In 2018, a group of creators led by Zimnior12 was starting to gain popularity after releasing a full showcase of their long-awaited project, the Apocalyptic Trilogy. The group was officially named the AP Team, and during April 2018, Zimnior revealed that his team would be reviving Sonic Wave Infinity with the help of Riot and Sunix. Development proceeded, slowly but steadily. Zimnior published the first 2 progress reports in September 2018 and May 2019, showcasing some awesome decoration from creators such as Luis Luigi and Zero SR. On December 20th, 2019, Zimnior released the first full showcase of his team's Sonic Wave Infinity, and a final version was revealed 6 months later following some helpful feedback. All that was left was to find a verifier, but with this level in contention for the #1 spot on the list, the verification would prove to be an exceptionally challenging task. The original verifier was set to be Minecrafted, but he passed it on to Rory later in 2020. Rory started to make some steady progress, but the verification was delayed due to performance issues that the AP team had to address. However, even after these issues were fixed, Rory ended up dropping it that November, and a rising player named Zanny soon stepped up to the plate. Over the next month, Zanny uploaded runs to 40% and from 59 to 100%, but he spent the beginning of 2021 on other projects as the AP team continued to polish the level. Interestingly, he actually beat the original Viprin version of Sonic Wave Infinity during this time period, and he started to seriously commit to the AP team version in May. He was streaming it almost every day while making consistent progress, and he even hosted a 48-hour marathon stream with Sonic Wave Infinity as one of the main events. Despite some heartbreaking fails at 78% and at 82%, the last spam in the level, Zanny finally etched his name into Geometry Dash history by verifying Sonic Wave Infinity on May 30th, 2021. Persevering through such a journey took incredible patience and dedication, and it certainly paid off. Huge congratulations to Zanny for finishing this verification. It's surreal to see Sonic Wave Infinity verified and rated today, and it couldn't have been done without Zanny along with the dedicated creators of the AP team.
For the first time since the verification of Berserk, community veteran TRUSTA has returned for another round. As of recently, he's uploaded 7 Extreme Demon completions, and while they're on the easier side, he's made it clear that this is just a warm-up for what is in store. It's great to see a community legend back and ready to prosper once more. Through the first 2 weeks of May, the community saw many new Extreme Demon rates, some of which have been anticipated for a long time, with Fragile, Remove Submission, Auroral Darkness, Molten Core, Advanced Airstream, Frozen Cave, The Reaper, and Kinetic Bypass receiving rates. This is definitely one of the most groundbreaking and surprising rate waves in Geometry Dash history. In addition, 2 classic old levels unrated for various reasons were finally re-rated after many years, being Lake of Fire by Wio Wio Tio and G-Boy, and Kill Sealer by Dezezer. This goes to show that no matter the wait time, almost anything can get rated. Viprin has now become the second person in the Geometry Dash community after Guitar Hero Styles to have been verified on Twitter. It's nice to see another major community figure finally recognized on the site, and hopefully RobTop and other members will follow soon. Congratulations to Viprin.
This month, we've seen a number of new showcases and previews for some amazing upcoming levels. The first level is Storming Summit, a Celeste-themed Extreme Demon hosted by Nimbus and Colorbolt. Since we last saw this level, a final preview has been showcased, with numerous parts being revealed. The decoration is stunning, with creators interpreting the unique atmosphere of Celeste and translating it into the form of a Geometry Dash level. With its near completion, we can hope to see this level in its verification phase very soon. Trufit by Cyqual and Rainstorm is yet another Extreme Demon inspired by a game. This time, the decoration pulls from the Morass region from Maple Story. The layout by Rainstorm is precise, and in combination with Cyqual's decoration, makes the level quite the challenge. Due to his schedule, Rainstorm will not verify the level himself. Instead, he showcased the level and asked any skilled players to contact him if they could verify. Seeing this level showcased was certainly a nice surprise, and we wish the future verifier luck. The Cognition sequel, Oblivion, is now seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Dice88, the verifier, has been making steady progress, and with his skill, it's unlikely the level will take much longer. As with the predecessor, Benji made the layout, a relatively short, extremely compact layout full of timings and quick intensive gameplay. However, instead of end level, the layout was decorated by Eth, Goob, and Silver, and uses a much brighter and less pale color scheme. Dice88 currently has 44% and 49 to 100, so the level is nearing release very soon. Manix, one of this game's most prestigious creators, has revealed, out of the blue, a new upcoming Extreme Demon titled Obsidian. It is an Acropolis-inspired collaboration with Bionox, and features similar tight, slow gameplay, but taken in a whole new direction. While we haven't seen much, the level already looks very promising. Despite the slow pacing, the level builds up a fiery, chaotic mood, which is amplified greatly by the song choice. As the level is relatively new, it'll be something we'll have to keep our eyes open for in the future.
While we haven't seen too many progressions on upcoming extremes this month, that is more than made up for when you see what's been released. Starting things off, we have End Levels Promethean, a medium-length top 10 extreme that takes the Hell theme and flips it on its head, with lots of bright orange flame effects and rocky block designs, rather than a run-of-the-mill red and black Hell demon. While we witnessed traces of the level some time ago, it made a return just in April, and finished strong and steady. After a death at 98, a month of playing, and 100,000 attempts, Rico LP pulled through on verifying it. Props to the creators and Rico's insane dedication for working together on getting this amazing level out. Moving on, Frozen Cave by the Paradox team was verified and rated this month. A cold, icy demon said to be around 20 on the list. The level's theme is very prominent, showing off very clean and poppy designs of frozen rocks, ice, mountains, and even a whole avalanche. It's full of unique gameplay, breaking convention with very orb-heavy gameplay, and extremely long ship sections. The creation process was kept relatively quiet as there was only one preview released publicly, while the rest was left private until it was eventually verified by Christmas, who made quick work of it and beat it as a new hardest. This is the team's first raid extreme, so congratulations to them. Next, we have the Reaper, a mega collab hosted by Kairos featuring a wide array of well-known creators. The level itself is Kairos' take on a layout originally created 3 years ago by Bo, and after 7 months of hard work by creators and players, the level's done. Clearly everything paid off as the level looks stunning. It features a lot of interesting colours and creepy designs and is definitely Kairos' masterpiece. Congrats to him and his team on releasing such an astounding level. The legend himself, Jonathan GD, is back with another 6-minute level. And there's a twist. It's a remake of one of his own works. Dark Odyssey is a remake of Dark Travel, and while that level was already revolutionary and very impressive for its time, Dark Odyssey expands on it, creating a much more modernised and polished level. Jonathan tackled every aspect of the level's process, from making the gameplay, creating the decoration, and verifying it himself. It's an extremely impressive work on all fronts. The decoration's astounding, it has insane amounts of variety, and also a lot of creative concepts that keep the level fresh, despite being a remake. Dark Odyssey is said to be a high-end Insane Demon, so it's much more accessible to the general player base. This is truly something special, so we highly recommend you give this masterpiece a shot. And now the final level we're going to be talking about today is Broken Signal, a solo extreme by Grax that's very effect heavy and based around glitching, errors, and, you guessed it, broken signals. Adding such effects to a level this hard can often subtract from gameplay quality, but Grax pulled it off perfectly, and the result is incredible. While Grax is mostly known for his work in collabs, something like this proves that he can churn out an impressive, creative, and extremely qualitable solo level. Congrats to him on finishing off such a great extreme.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at some of the GD community's greatest achievements during the month of May 2021. For starters, we have Amza, who beat not 1, not 2, but 3 top 10 demons within the span of 24 hours. This streak began when Amza beat Tartarus after a 98% fail, uploading a completion video to his YouTube channel. Not long afterwards, he finished off Renevent, which he had gotten 67% on 2 months prior. Now 2 top 10s in a day is probably enough for most. Not for Amza though. After Renevent, he ended up polishing off Crimson Planet, going from 60 to 100% in the span of less than a day. Amza has just pulled off one of the most impressive things ever done in this game's history, and his skill can't be understated. With this insane speed, it's clear Amza is a force to be reckoned with, and we're excited to see what else he has up his sleeve. Hearty congratulations to him. Moving on, we now have Braden Bull. Half a year ago, Braden stunned the community by beating Black Blizzard, the number 84 demon at the time, but with a twist. Every object in the level was completely invisible. This feat was hailed as one of the most difficult and unique completions ever achieved, and his completion video received almost 100,000 views. This month, on May 7th, Braden managed to one-up himself after 3 months of practice over 73,000 attempts and fails at 97 and 98. Braden completed Sightless Sandstorm, and a version of Sunset Sandstorm where the entire level's foreground was invisible. This was hailed as even more impressive, and now Braden has completed Sunset Sandstorm on mobile, PC, and with invisible objects. What will he accomplish next? Only time will tell. In the meanwhile, though, let's congratulate Braden on this phenomenal achievement. In addition to this, during May, both Dice88 and Crisis joined the elite group of players who have completed all top 10 demons. Dice finished on May 17th beating Tartarus, and Crisis achieved that same feat 4 days later by beating Fragile on the 21st. It's shocking that so many people can achieve these feats, especially with how much this game's difficulty has grown in recent times. Dice and Crisis are truly something special. Next, Zodiac saw some huge activity this month, with 5 new victors emerging. They are, in chronological order, Toka, RG, Bluequalizer, Swooker, and the Ultra Block. Bluequalizer managed to nab the attempt record, taking a ridiculous 5.8 thousand attempts. Additionally, Toka had a sad death at 99%, but still managed to pull through. Not only was the Ultra Block jumping from Arctic Lights, but he managed an insane fluke, not dying past 74% on the level. It's impressive to see that so many top level players have been beating the hardest levels in the game. Hopefully trends like these continue into the coming months, even as the game's limits get pushed. On a related note, the Golden, the second hardest demon, also received some attention, with 2 new victors in the form of Xinity and Teemo. Both of them beat it in impressive times and attempts, and Teemo even died after 72% over 70 times. Both of these players have now completed one of the hardest levels this game has to offer, and they both deserve our utmost congratulations for it. Last but not least, 2 mainless demons have celebrated their first mobile victory this month. After 3 months of playing Sonic Wave, Dashie finally became its first mobile victor, with his previous hardest demon being Bloodbath. This is an unbelievable achievement, a total shocker to see such a difficult wave level completed on a phone. It's unbelievable to see how much the mobile community can adapt to the modern day list. This is a huge step forward for them, having such a difficult legendary level completed on their platform. If that wasn't impressive already, Zyghost, another mobile player, completed Digital Descent. It took just under 50,000 attempts, and it's another highlight in the mobile catalog. It's frankly remarkable that 2 former number 1 demons have now been beaten on 120Hz mobile in the span of just a month. So congratulations Dashie and Zyghost for pulling through.
We had a bunch of changes to the team this month. To kick things off, Ice Cave rejoined the team once again as a helper. A few days later, Stiletto was re-promoted to moderator after his exceptional work as a helper. Additionally, due to the opening of applications, we had a big wave of new members. Boy of the Cones, Gazee, Franzi, Blanket Addict, and Noru all joined the team as helpers. This month saw a bunch of banger levels placed on the list, so let's talk about them. To kick things off, Untitled, an extreme that features incredible click sync, was placed at number 140, but fell to the legacy list later on. The next day, the historic remix Sonic Wave Rebirth was placed at number 33, one spot above its older brother Sonic Wave. It now sits at number 38. Next up, we have 2 colorful solo extremes which were placed on the same day. The first was I Hate You, which landed at number 133. The second was Opsum 1, which placed at number 123. They now sit at 141 and 129 respectively. The top 10 also received some action, with Fragile, the well-known Koareta and Shibareta hybrid, being rated. It is currently at number 6, above Renovant and below Crimson Planet. The extremely unique effect-based memory extreme that took the community by storm, Nelv, was placed at number 29, eventually falling 3 spots. This level happened to push the legendary Phobos off the list. It's hard to believe that levels like Bloodbath and Phobos were once considered the hardest ever, but aren't even top 150 today. This game is getting too hard. What's that? Is that some more rustling in the top 10 I hear? This month, Calculator Core and Thinking Space were swapped, with Calculator Core sitting above at number 9. And just when you thought the placements this month couldn't get any crazier, the legendary Silent Club was placed at number 15, between Bloodlust and Lucid Nightmares. It now sits at number 16. If you told me a few years ago that Silent Club would be on the demon list one day, I would have called you crazy. Additionally, to many's joy, this level knocked Koareta out of the top 20. This is an insane change, as now, players will actually have to try to beat one of the hardest demons. As if there weren't enough new challenges already, the 3rd level in the Interface series, Omega Interface, was placed at number 12, between Cognition and Cold Sweat. Congregation, an Excel solo extreme with only 23,000 objects, was placed at number 47. This level doesn't even have its first victor yet, so you should all go give it a try. Ending off this packed month are 2 recent rates that were released well over a year ago. Remove Submission, a Newgrounds themed level with an interesting song, was placed at number 147. It is now dangling off the edge at number 149. Shortly after, Advanced Airstream and XL Mega Collab was placed at number 145. It now sits at number 146.
Jonathan GD is back with another extra long level which gets another long added to it for each minute it has. This time being a remake of his previous masterpiece, Dog Travel. This level was a bit overdue to the GD official 50k member contest being just a little over 9 months late. Of course, since the point of this CC was to remake a previous contest level, Jonathan GD went and chose Dark Travel, one of his biggest levels to ever come out. Dark Odyssey takes what Dark Travel has and expands upon it much more. The block designs and texturing is greatly improved, whilst Dark Travel mostly uses the default rock textures, which were somehow acceptable back in early 2.1, Dark Odyssey used them while actually adding shading. No wonder most early 2.1 levels age so quickly. However, it doesn't add so much to make it feel different. Sure, these rocks or the grass could have been done ultra realistic, something like this, but the feel would be different. Especially as a remake of its predecessor, which displays the meaning in simple yet effective ways. Plus, I don't have to buy an RTX 390 Ti. Anyhow, I think Dark Travel was most memorable for 1, it was 9 years long, and 2, it had great feeling. Dark Odyssey captures this essence even better, utilizing on the song's progression to its fullest. Starting off in fresh air, then in carbon dioxide. Oh, would you look at that, there's Jonathan waving hello at you. After that industrial mess that is, you go into Satan himself, while your cube is struggling to be alive. Okay, I'm not gonna mention the whole of it, since you know the level is almost as long as 2.1 itself, but you get the gist. Something I wish you would have done though, is to expand a bit more on certain parts, such as the industrial part as it looks fairly similar and uninspired from the original, and the middle rainbow part, which probably isn't good for someone with epilepsy, looks good but is a bit too desaturated for my taste, and a bit bland for as long as it is. The second rainbow part also has these spikes and black places which don't really make sense. Enough on that though, let's get into the effects. Jonathan has yet again managed to outdo himself with every effect he makes. Like, what the heck is this? And oh my, I wish those were the glitch effects I saw when Premiere crashes. This ship part is also amazing, somehow feeling all joined together, despite there being an actual 9 circles part in here, and works great as a finale. Anyhow, since I've taken all the video up already, I'm gonna give the decoration an 8.5 out of 10, for working great as a remake, while still having a well executed feeling and looking awesome.
The player shoutout for this month goes to R Steel. This man is pretty stacked with completions. Gamma, Hyperparacosm, Aronia, The Rupture, Cognition, and Renovent are all entries in his portfolio, and it just keeps growing. Steel just about destroys everything he touches, beating mainless demons in absurd amounts of attempts, and seems to barely struggle. He only has 430 subs, and is definitely one of the most underrated players at the moment, so go do this man some numbers. The last Lost Demon of the month was Stygian Machinery. Congratulations to nobody for being the fastest players to beat this level. We're very proud of them for pulling through. This time around we chose Auroral Darkness by Virus. If you remember them correctly, this was the first demon review we ever did on this channel, dating back to the very first episode. It took a while to get rated, but now it's finally here, just in time for the occasion too. The fastest players to beat this level will receive a special shoutout in the next highlights video, so be sure to check it out.
And that wraps up this month's highlight video. The writers for this episode were Zink, Nimbus, Rossifer, Unser, CXN, Lucidity, Ender, and Enderlink. The editors were Doggie, Enderlink, and Ender. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch y'all later.